watchings. That's not a good idea. So yeah, that's bad luck. Yeah.
Yeah. So producing the new album has taken you a great part of the year 2002, I think. Can you tell us where you produced it, or where you recorded it, where it was produced? And
yeah, we started working with the guy who produced our first album. This Finnish guy is Healy, and we just wanted to go back to basics. You know, we've known him for 10 years, and we wanted to sort of get back that kind of an attitude that he can bring out from the band to him. And we just, you know, went to these old places. We went to pt1 in Finland, which is like our home studio, and just hit there with Healy and started working out like in good old days, and everybody's pretty happy about it. He's a very good producer. He suits our band perfectly, and he gives all kinds of characters for us. You know, we play all kinds of animal figures. Sometimes we play like frog, and sometimes we play like a tiger, and sometimes we play like an archer. You know, all this shit what we need. So we're a slightly psychotic band. We need to be, you know, pushed a bit so that you can make the best out of him. And he is a great pusher. I'm not talking about drugs here. He's a great pusher in other ways.
yes.
Of pushing people's personalities forward.
Yeah.
So that it takes time. It took us a pretty long time. You know. We worked pretty hard to make it happen, and he sure helped us. And everything was nice and cozy.
We recorded the album in pt1, Helsinki, and it's a good studio. It's cheap, and loads of bands like Stratovarius and Nightwish been recording their stuff there. And Healy wanted to be close to his home, and his girlfriend, and his refrigerator. So that's the reason why we did it back in Helsinki. But the actual recordings took like 2 months. So we were basically just rehearsing for the first part of the year.
Okay, there are many fast guitar parts on the album, especially in Buried Alive by Love. Why did you play such a heavy song at the start of the album?
Well, Buried Alive by Love was a good opening track because of its sort of like, you know, hello dear Sonic Seducer people, we're back. That's one of the reasons. You know, Linda wanted to show off. He's a great fan of Steve Vai. So that's the reason. He wants to play really fast. But he can't play any faster, so it took a long while to finish that track. It was just a good opening track. Being rough and, you know, straight to the point.
Roger. The whole album seems to consist of changes between very fast and more balladist parts. Is that the overall principle you used?
Overall principle was trying to make a good album with loads of dynamics.
That's the principle.
That's the principle, yeah, what we try to do. Not necessarily trying to sort of like premeditate on having like one fast track and then one mellow one. We don't have any ballads on the album. I don't consider them being ballads. They're just heavy tunes, like what Black Sabbath used to do.
How would you describe the lyrics compared to the older albums? Is it still about love, death, and sin?
Well, to a certain extent, yeah, it's about, the lyrics are about love, death and sin, but they're about, you know, they're written in a bit more schizophrenic way. Even I don't understand the lyrics. They just came from somewhere.
You've already shot 2 videos, one for the first single in Germany, Funeral of Hearts, one for the Buried Alive by Love. Please tell us something about these videos.
Well, we were sort of like mixing the album in Los Angeles, and Mr. Bam Margera from Jackass came along, and then I asked him if he wanted to shoot a video for us, and then he wanted to shoot a video that we did in Funny Theatre in Los Angeles, and there's Juliet Lewis involved, and we're just playing and walking around in that funny old kitschy place.
Tell us about Bush.
Oh, Bush.
It's my little edition.
It was a funny thing. We had to, originally we were supposed to be shooting on the 19th, I'd say, 19th of December, something like that. And we reserved the whole theatre for shooting the video. But unfortunately, Bam got a call from the owner of the theatre that you can't do it on Tuesday. You have to reschedule it. And so then we did, and we asked for the reason to why it was necessary for us to reschedule the date. And what happened was that Mr. Bush the President of the United States of America wanted to have his own little party. They had the same particular theatre, so you know, if you don't like the video, he's the one to blame.
Yeah.
Because we weren't prepared. We had to do it 2 days earlier.
Yeah. Can you tell us something about the album title? How come? How come was it called Love Metal?
Well, Venom used to. They recorded an album called Black Metal. Motorhead recorded an album called Rock and Roll, and because people still asking what sort of music we're playing, it was the simplest thing to do was just to name it Love Metal because we've been calling our music Love Metal since the beginning. So that was the reason. That was the reason basically. It's corny and kitschy, but very punchy.
Yeah, when going into the studio, I guess, yeah, you and Ville, you write many songs together. How has it been this time? Have you?
It's always been with him that he tends to write the structure of a song, which is like called songwriting, and then we just fix it up together. So I think songwriting, whomever does it, I believe it has to be the same. You just come with the idea and then you just make it happen. It's very simple. And who you make it happen, how you make it happen, that's another question. But the place where all the ideas come from, I think it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he usually do. You know, he strums the guitar and then we go and play. It's pretty simple. Sometimes the circumstances are better and sometimes they are worse.
Yeah.
And this time they were, thank God, pretty good.
And yeah, the main theme of your album is just as on the albums before, love, death.
Yeah,
Again,
that's true. Yeah, that's
always resembles this.
yeah. There is always this contrast thing. You know, it's always good to check out the both sides of the coin. If you know what I mean. And it's the same thing as you can describe it by saying this, or you can describe it by saying that. But this time I think the lyrics are more like a folk type of a thing. They're more like folk lyrics more than basic rock lyrics, was what we're used to from, you know, like down to earth rock bands. And there's more storytelling and more symbolical things and more complex themes there. And I do like it. I think it was a good way to go with the words and lyrics. And I'm pretty happy that the direction of the storytelling took this way.